Hey guys, Metal Driver 89 here, bringing you a double WWE Elite review. And today I'm going to be taking a look at the Wrestlemania Elite Series, Kofi Kingston and Woken Matt Hardy. The sides of the box feature an image of each wrestler on both sides. The back of the box features an image of each wrestler, a bio, which you can go ahead and pause and read that for yourself if you'd like, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Alright, now that we have taken a look at both boxes, let's go ahead and open these up and take a closer look at Kofi Kingston and Woken Matt Hardy. And here we have Kofi Kingston and Matt Hardy out of the packaging, but first let's take a closer look at the accessories that they come with. So Kofi Kingston comes with a pair of fisted hands and a pair of open gripped hands. He also comes with the WWE Championship belt, which we have seen many times before. And he comes with two extra interchangeable open hands for the Danny Davis Build-A-Referee figure. Matt Hardy comes with a pair of pointing hands and a pair of open gripped hands, along with the headpiece of the Danny Davis Build-A-Referee figure. Alright, so before we go ahead and look at Kofi Kingston and Matt Hardy, we can go ahead and put the headpiece on the Danny Davis referee figure. Alright, so I had to put a little bit of force on that, so it wasn't too easy to put on, but I did get it on. And so the head sculpt looks very nice, very detailed. Love the TrueFX scan print on his face, it looks great. And then I went ahead and put on the open hand on the figure, so that's how it looks. And overall the figure looks really good. I like this referee figure. The only problem with mine is that the torso, or I should say the waist, is very loose. Yeah, that's kind of pathetic that he can spin around like that, so I'm going to have to fix that myself, maybe put some glue on the waist to kind of tighten that up. I don't know, that's a little disappointing. I've been noticing a lot of my Mattel WWE Elite figures have had a loose torso, so that's a bit disappointing, but hopefully I can fix that. Alright, looking at the Kofi Kingston figure, the head sculpt looks very good. I like how it turned out. He's got this nice smiling expression, good detailing. Looks like there's missing some black paint on his beard there. The ponytails look really nice. I like how that looks. The paint doesn't look too perfect on the purple hair ties, but it's not that big of a deal. Tattoos on the back look really good. They look pretty crisp. Doesn't look like there's a lot of missing paint. Maybe a little bit right there on the shoulder. Can't really tell, but it is there. And then looking at the paint apps on the tights, these look really good. The paint looks really good on his outfit. I like how it turned out. Paint for the most part looks pretty crisp and clean, just a little spot there. And I think right there that's just a little bit of extra white paint. Now I did look at images of his WrestleMania 35 attire, and it does have a lot of this jagged looking lines. So that's not bad paint apps, that's actually pretty accurate to what his outfit looked like. So it has a lot of that jagged design around the white and the black lining. You know, looking at the back, again, paint looks really clean, really nice. I like how that turned out. The boots look really good. And then looking at the arms, he's got his purple armbands. Pinkish purple. And for the most part, it looks pretty good. Paint looks just a little bit off right there. It looks like missing some paint. But other than that, figure looks really good. I even like the torso. It looks pretty accurate to Kofi Kingston's body. So that looks really good. Then looking at the Matt Hardy figure, the head scan turned out nice. Paint apps on this one looks pretty good. Looks like there's some white paint on his hair right here, so I'm going to see if I can maybe scratch that out. The blonde paints on his hair look pretty decent. You can see some black seeping through, so it's not perfect. Looking at the entrance jacket, I like how this looks. Looks really nice. It's got some nice gold. Looks like there's maybe a little bit of missing paint there and there. Not too big of a deal. Then The Matt Hardy logo on the back looks really good. Now, normally I don't like these plastic entrance jackets, but I think this one works pretty well because it doesn't really hinder too much of the articulation. It does hinder the ab crunch a bit, but that's not too big of a deal. And then this does come off. Alright, and that's how the rest of the body looks. The torso, it looks kind of off. It looks a little narrow to me. I don't know if the other Woken Matt Hardys look like that. I don't think so. Looking at the pants, it's got this really nice gold design on white. I like how that looks. Looks very good. For the most part, the design looks pretty crisp and clean. I like that. The only missing paint or bad paint I see is here on the belt. Then he's got a black splotch on his back right here, which, oh, never mind. I guess that must have been like a fuzzy or a hair or something. But that easily came off. And then he does have this, so this one does look like it needs to be scratched off. So, not too big of a deal. Looks pretty good for the most part. Again, this head sculpt looks pretty nice. I do believe this was released already, so this isn't something new. And then he's got his white tape around his wrist and hands. So overall, a pretty solid looking figure. Alright, going over the articulation, Kofi Kingston's head can go that far up, that far down. It swivels side to side. The shoulder has a hinge which allows it to go that high up. It can rotate all the way around. There is a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, a hinge at the wrist and it can swivel. He has an ab crunch which allows him to go that far down, that far back. A waist swivel. He's got a ball joint at the hips which allows the legs to go that far out, which is a very wide range of motion. His legs can go that high up. There is a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a cut at the boot. The ankles have a hinge which allows it to go that far down, that high up, and there is a slight ankle pivot. Alright, going over Matt Hardy's articulation, his head can go that far up, which isn't too far due to the plastic of the hair. His head can go that far down. Head can swivel side to side. There is a hinge at the shoulder which allows it to go that far up. Can rotate all the way around. Bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow. There is a hinge at the wrist and it can swivel. There is an ab crunch which allows it to go that far down, that far back. A waist swivel. Ball joint at the hips which allows it to go that far out. Legs can go that high up, which isn't too far. There is a cut at the thigh. Double jointed knees. And then he does have ankle articulation, but it is slightly hindered by the cut at the bottom of the pants. And then there is ankle pivot. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on these two figures? I think they're pretty solid. I really like the Kofi Kingston figure. I think the details on his tights look really nice. The Matt Hardy figure is pretty good. The pants look good. I think the color choice of white and gold look pretty nice, so I like this Wrestlemania outfit. Other than that, though, the Matt Hardy doesn't really impress me all too much. But I do think these are solid pickups if you're a fan of Kofi Kingston or Matt Hardy. And especially if you want to build the Danny Davis Build-A-Referee figure. I think that figure is definitely worth assembling. So if you like this review, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, why don't you subscribe so you can see more WWE Elite reviews. As always, stay tuned till the end to see pictures of these figures in action, and I'll see you next time.